All right, well, we left off. I had an error here. I was hustling too much at the end. I've just got my parenthesis in the wrong place. So we want to close this. And what we're saying is the result of this, we're not going to pass anything back. It's going to be void. Let me save and see if that does it. Okay, so yeah, I think we're good now. All right, but as we look now, we've got an issue because we don't have selected categories. We elevated that to the app.tsx level, and so it's not good enough to just pass into the category filter the ability to change it, the categories. We need to also pass in selected categories and set that equal to, and again, we can name these things. This part needs to be selected categories, but if I wanted to call this blah, it doesn't matter. I'm giving it a name. I just need to be able to receive that on the other side, but it makes sense to just call it what it is in selected categories. Okay, and even here, we can call this set. I'm going to change it. I think it's more confusing not to. I was trying to help out. All right, so we save that. Now both of those pieces of information are being passed in, but it's saying we're not set up to receive it on the category filter side. And so then on category filter, we need to say, hey, we're going to be getting two things now. So the first thing is actually going to be, so it has a, so let's put it in here. I'll call this selected categories. And that's the first thing, and then I'm going to receive a second thing. The first thing is, I'm doing this clumsily, I realize, is one called selected categories, which is going to be a string array. All right, save that. And now it says on checkbox change, but that's not what we want. We can call it, if we're calling it set selected categories. My whole point was to just show you that you could name it something different if you wanted to. All right, and then it would be set selected categories here as well, but those are separate, was my point, than these selected categories and set selected categories. We're taking and passing that information in, and now when we save this, what is it not like now? Did I mix something up? On this side, is there supposed to be a comma there? No. What's wrong? I actually don't know this one. Oh, I misspelled it. Classic mistake. Okay, save that. Okay, so now we're all set up. So for the category filter, I'm going to pass in selected categories and set selected categories, the function. For project list, I'm going to pass in selected categories. All right, so let's go in then to our category filter and use these variables now to actually have it do something. So as mentioned down here, we have an onChange event where we're handling the checkbox change. So currently we're setting selected categories, which is going to update the categories. But instead of that, now it's going to update, because we've set this function to the same name as this function, it's going to update the parent, right? Because that's the function. We're going to update the parent to update selected categories. So we're actually set. We don't need to do anything here. In my notes, I had it called on checkbox change, and then we would have needed to change this to be on checkbox change, because that was the name of the function that was floated down before I made that change, right? If this had been called here on checkbox change, then everything here in this app would have needed to use on checkbox change instead. But anyway, we're set. So this is after, as soon as the user changes something, it's going to call the selected categories function and pass to it the updated categories in the list. And so that's on the project, that's on the category filter side. Okay, so now what do we do on so that's going to allow it to update here to see the selected categories. Now on the project list side, what is it that we're going to do? And I think it'll make more sense to break that out into a separate video. I know this looks like there are a lot of videos, but we do have a number of these 5-minute ones in here, so don't judge me. Spencer out.